We need to legalize corruption where it benefits everybody.
You're known as the Godfather of Shortlets.
What if everything you've been told about real estate in Nigeria is wrong? On this episode of the Frankly Business Podcast, Keji Giwa makes a bold claim that Shortlet market is dead.
Saying that the Shortlet market is dead.
But that's not even the most controversial part. He argues that Nigeria doesn't have 200 million customers. It has 200 million people, and that's not the same thing.
You're saying 200 million people, 200 million people, 200 million of what? The 200 million people that are what how much?
Affordable housing is not his responsibility.
My job is not to create affordable homes for Nigerians. That's not my job. I'm a businessman. My job is to create profitability for myself and my investors.
And that maybe, just maybe, corruption should be structured and not
We
denied.
need to legalize corruption where it benefits everybody.
Yes, you heard that right. From building a booming Shortlet empire to building West Africa's largest water park, this is a story of vision, timing, and brutal market truth.
If you want to introduce a product into Nigeria and you want to make money, let's say you want to introduce a leisure-based product. The Nigerians spend no more than 10% on leisure, which means that the maximum a family can spend on leisure is 50k if somebody is on 500k, and that's 0.04% of the country.
Very true.
You see where I'm coming from? This is why I'm talking from experience, because I own a water park.
This conversation will challenge how you see Nigeria's economy.
Nigeria has two economies. There's the economy that is driven and built on corruption, and then there's the realistic economy, the real market economy.
This is the Frankly Business Podcast.
You made a very, very, I don't want to say controversial statement, but you spoke about the shortlet industry and saying, as you're known as the Godfather of Shortlets. And then you were saying categorically that you're ending that and you're moving on to other things, you're pivoting. Tell us about that. What is happening in the shortlet industry? We'd love to know more about that.
I think, and forgive me for saying this, I think that one of the best things about Nigeria is we have a very huge percentage of highly gullible people. Yeah, and that's a huge percentage of gullible people. And I think that gullibility is based on taking things on face value, surface value. We're not very good at diving deep to understand things. We just hear something and we run with it. And once you understand that, you start to ride on that and take advantage of that. Saying that the shortlet market is dead gets a quick reaction out of people.
True.
And you easily direct them to where you want to direct them to. Saying that you're getting out of the shortlet market, if they consider you as the godfather of it, and then you're getting out, we are kind of opportunists, isn't it? We run to where the opportunity is. We don't really take our time to understand how to make it better. We just want to maximize as much as we can, and then when it's done for, we all run out of it. We all run away from it. So if the person that started it is running away from it, it must be bad then. So everybody's running out of it. At least we'll get rid of a heck of a lot of people out of the market as quickly as possible, just so that those of us that are established and know what we're doing can get back to doing business as normal.
So you think it's crowd engineering?
Yeah, it's absolutely, it's simple demand and supply, isn't it? So what you're having is a lot more supply than demand. There's a lot more shortlets than demand for it, because it's seasonal. It's a seasonal business.
But if we compare that vis-a-vis the housing deficits, and do you think it's still a function of demand outweighing supply, or supply outweighing demand?
Well, they're two different. You just talked about two different sectors within the same industry.
Yeah, true.
Yeah, so let's look at the real estate industry. We're talking about the housing deficit in terms of how available, in terms of rental or buying, whichever way you want to look at it. Affordable homes is the responsibility of who?
The government.
Okay, good. Now, if they're not addressing it, you can't expect a business person, an entrepreneur, an investor to buy a home built to be affordable for the masses. So why are we talking about housing deficit when we're talking about shortlet? Two separate sectors.
So I understand that the shortlet industry right now, but I would love you to shed more light on that. What made you come into the industry, and why are you leaving at this point in time?
Okay, so first of all, am I leaving? Is the question. But before we end up answering that, first question is, what made me get into it? I identified an opportunity. I actually identified a problem, and in that problem, I found a solution which created the opportunity. And the biggest problem that we have in Nigeria is we're always looking for opportunities when we should be looking for problems. When we look for problems and we aim to look for the solution to those problems, then we create the opportunities. So what opportunities did I create? I realized very, very quickly that I was staying in the hotels for my contract work within the banking sector. I was brought in to do digital transformation. And I made it very clear, unless I have 24/7 power, I have clean water, and I am within a few minutes, within reachable access to where I'm going to be working, which then was Marina. I'm not coming. And they made it possible for me. And so they were paying 180, 190K, sometimes 200K a night in Intercontinental Hotel. And I was there 3 months, 6 months, 7 months in a year, And my friend called me up and said, hey, why are you staying in hotels? Why don't you just go and get a place, And I'm like, I'm not planning to stay in Nigeria. I just doing this job and leaving. He said, but at least have something. And that's when he told me about somewhere in Osapa, London. Now look at that. I'm at VI over here. I look at somewhere in Osapa. I'm thinking, what am I going to go? And he said, just have it. Let's start. And then it was 50 million naira. I dropped 10 million naira deposits. And that was how I basically ended up starting my first real estate investment in that area. And then I'm now looking at this contract. I'm thinking it may be coming to an end at some point, But if it's going to continue, I won't mind staying in my own house, actually, because even the contract, the company was telling me that, you can't be paying this hotel fee every day.
True.
It's too expensive. You need to find a place. So I thought, okay, actually, let me go and find a pet. So somebody told me about one shortlet. Then he said it was something apart, like a guest house.
Okay,
that's what it was kind of called. And I went there, and it was a horrible experience. I had to borrow microwave. They had to go and get a microwave from somewhere else to come and give me. You open the tap, the water is brown. They say hot water. You open it, it's cold, so you can't shower. I didn't last more than 2 days there. There's cigarette buns on the sofa. The bed sheet is pink and green and red, like for funny color, And you see some patch stain on it, and you're thinking, what the heck? The pillow has sunk inside the ground. I don't know if you understand my point.
Absolutely.
And I'm thinking, what on earth is this? And the place is a beautiful place in terms of the location.
And it was called luxury, right?
And it was 5-star now. Do you get my point? 5-star luxury home. You will see like fossilized food, that in the kitchen area. It doesn't make sense. I had to go back to the hotel. So I now told the guy, listen, get me a place I can rent. And then I will furnish myself. And then when I furnish it, at least it's to my standard. But it must have 24/7 light. And he got me that, and I furnished it. And it took about a year before my property was ready. So by the time I left, because I had to go back home, I realized the place was empty. But because of the way I furnished it, it was so good that my friends who came wanted to stay. So they paid me. And that's how it started. So I'm going from, I've rented this place, to my friends loving it so much that they want to stay. And why did I furnish it? I furnished it in the same taste because I basically practically spent all my time in hotels.
Very true.
Even when I was working in UK, I was always traveling around. So I always had that experience, experiential. So when my property was ready, it didn't take me long to tell myself that, my contract then ended. I was like, this property is useless to me. Actually, you know what? Let me provide all the hotel amenities, have a facility manager, have a cleaner, have a chauffeur, chef and chauffeur and a chef and all that stuff, and then make it actually a 5-star home. Put a coffee machine there, put a blender there, put all these things there, make it a home away from home. and then put a washing machine there and let the cleaner wash your clothes for you if you want, and it was a 3-bedroom house. And I had friends come over and say, Keji, I'm going to be in Lagos. I said, why don't you stay in one of my places in Osaka? Oh, how far is it from Lekki? It's not that bad, But when they went there, a 3-bedroom, I think I was doing it then for about 140, 150. So a 3-bedroom, 140, 150K per night, 3-bedroom, compared to the same price you will pay for a hotel. For one room. And there were 3 guys coming. So they will have paid for three rooms when they could have easily paid for just one place. And they also felt like home. So they booked it. They had the time of their life. Their friends in Lagos came to come and see them. They're like, but this place is badass. So, it's a shortlet. Well, give me the number as soon as you leave. I'm booking it. So as soon as they left, there are people in Nigeria. That's how. So I moved from international bookings to domestic bookings, and it was back to back. As one person is coming, this house is fine. This place is good every weekend. So Friday, Saturday, Sunday is booked. Then there will always be that odd Monday, Tuesday. So I was practically booked. And then once somebody comes from the UK or from the US, 2 weeks, 3 weeks, 2 weeks, 3 weeks, and then we slapped it on Airbnb. And at that point, pounds to Naira was very good. It's about 500 to what do you call it? So you can imagine how much we're making at 3 grand? Sometimes 4 grand, 4,000 pounds, 3,000 pounds a month.
A month.
A month.
Okay, on one
property. So what is it right? On one property. 3 grand, 4 grand, sometimes 5 grand on one property. Do you get? In a month. And it's 20 days occupancy or 80 days occupancy. You're thinking this is cash out. So in a year, how much is that? Almost 45 grand, 50 grand. Worst case scenario, 36K. So we're like, this is beautiful. So we bought more. So we buy more. So we dominated the Osapa area. Then we moved to Ikoyi. That was what was affordable. Then we moved to Ikate. So a lot of people don't realize that Shortlet actually started from Osapa, London. Into Ikate. Now, there were people that were doing Shortlet too. But they were not doing it at the scale. Yeah, exactly. They were not solving a problem. They were just trying to cash out. And that's what we have today. People trying to cash out, not identifying the problem. And that's why they will wake up and throw 800K a night. 800,000 naira a night. Because they want to cash out. They're trying to maximize on people's desperation. Oh, it's 30 December. Make it 800K a month. Instead of solving a problem. They want to cash out. And what do? They price themselves out of the market, especially when there's oversaturation of property at the moment. So no problem. You make yours 800. We will go back to hotels. Hotels become attractive. People now, and it's reliable. Now, you can't demand 800K when you can't guarantee the service. You also can't guarantee the infrastructure that helps deliver the service. So, for example, clean water. If I open that tap and it's brown water and you are collecting 800K, are you okay?
True.
Yeah?
True.
If I'm watching TV and the light goes off and it takes about 30 minutes or 40 minutes to go up, or you tell me that, sorry, it's 18 hours light.
Even 5 minutes.
Or even 5 minutes. If I'm noticing modes all over the wall, me coming from the UK, for example, if I see molds, I already think that this is, I'm going to get, what do you call it? There's this, I've forgotten, asthma. Am I end up building asthma? No, sorry, this is not safe for me. I'm going to go and check into a hotel. I actually can't deal with the fact that I see dodgy looking people in the same apartment that I've booked. I don't feel safe with my kids walking around with this set of people here. So there are too many positive and negative factors, of which the negative now overshadows the positive. Because the benefit of Shortlet is it should be cheaper. But if you have made your price compared to a hotel, true. But if you're now 800K, then I might as well just go and stay in the hotel. I hope it makes sense.
Which is even cheaper.
Yeah. And hotels came to the realization that actually we have the power here. Do you know why they have the power?
Why?
They're charging per room. You're charging per apartment. So the hotel can drop their price. They can make it 50k per night, and 3 rooms for you, which is 3 bed 150. To them, that's still 150. And guess what? Operation running cost is cheaper. Why? Because they don't have to pay somebody service charge. They don't have to pay a third-party service charge. They don't have to pay a third-party electricity bill. Where somebody is telling you that here is your diesel consumption and here is your NEPA consumption plus about 300% markup on top of it, and this is your electricity bill from the service management companies, which is normally most likely the developer themselves that built the place.
Very true. They do that deliberately.
Exactly.
Cash flow.
Exactly. The hotel owns the building. They run the whole thing themselves. So their cash flow is low, their profit margin is high. So I believe we're entering the correction phase of the shortlet market. And the correction phase is to let everybody know it's time to get out. Hence why we say we they shut down. When I get out, I beg. Leave. You've destroyed the market enough for us. Thank you very much.
So what happens to those assets now? And so as an investor, I'm not a fan of leaving your assets to gradually become a liability. How do you sweat the assets? The asset is no longer giving you the cash flow that it needs to give you, and this is the sunk cost of those properties. It's run into hundreds and hundreds, millions and billions. How do you fix that?
It's easy. I mean,
what is the pivoting strategy?
Yeah, I think it's the issue here is assuming that it's a liability. It's a liability if you are not benefiting from it. So, for example, I may not be making money from a property, but it may be giving me value in something else.
Capital gains?
Not necessarily capital gains. Capital gains is a natural occurrence of any property you buy. It's expected.
True.
The value may be in terms of cheaper accommodation for your high yield, your high valued employees. I have a water park, Giwa Gardens. Osapa, London is not too far away. So all my expats, all my high value employees, or I don't want to use the word high value, highly skilled employees, who accommodation is part and parcel of what is required for them to take the job, they get to live in a beautiful 3-bed apartment, which I own, and I don't have to worry about paying their salaries, and it's a bonus for them. That's just one angle in that respect.
Yeah, I get it.
And then also the reality on ground, and I mentioned something earlier to you before, my job is not to create affordable homes for Nigerians. That's not my job. I'm a businessman. My job is to create profitability for myself and my investors.
Is that a concept? Is there such a thing as affordable homes?
Well,
in the concept of Nigerian business landscape?
Well, in terms of, from the business perspective, the affordable homes is defined based on my ability to still have money in my pocket at the end of it. It has to be profitable. I'm not a charity, remember?
True.
If you tell me to build if a government gives me a contract to build affordable homes, there must be some level of profit in it for me, right?
Very true.
Okay, good. So I would gladly jump on it as long as it's profitable for me.
Yeah.
So when you say, is there such a thing as affordable homes within the private sector?
Some people in your industry say, they end up saying it's a conundrum because affordable housing, how do you juxtapose it vis-a-vis minimum wage? I don't want to, let me not use the minimum wage. Vis-a-vis the average wage of an average Nigerian worker. Is it possible?
It's not practical. The question is location. So the question is, where are you building it? Where are you building affordable homes? You want to build affordable homes in Ikoyi?
Obviously.
Price of land.
Obviously.
You I'm coming from.
Obviously.
So location.
That's not possible.
Yeah.
But you want something affordable?
Yes.
Or you want something that is within your budget as an average Nigerian? You shouldn't be mentioning Ikoyi.
So the question
is it possible? Okay, let's take Ogun State or even Ekiti. Let's take places that are not really the urban centers. Is it possible to achieve the concept of affordable homes in those climes?
Then once again, it's down to what is defined as affordable homes.
What's your
and
definition
the target
of
audience.
affordable homes?
I can't even tell you that. I'll give you an example.
Yes, please.
So for me, I can look at the middle class Nigerians and say, let's build affordable homes for them. And I can look at the minimum wage level mindset kind of a sector and say, let's build affordable homes for them. Now, what kind of affordable homes are you building for somebody on 70K per month? As in, what are they renting it or are they buying it? This is the first question we got to ask ourselves. True. Because how much is their salary at the end of the year? So we can assume that buying is out of the question. They're going to rent. So what am I building that the rent will cover? Because there's certainly no profit here for any developer in terms of for any investor as a landlord.
True.
I hope it makes sense.
Absolutely.
So is that a government that's what I came back to. That has to be a government initiative. Just like in the UK, you have what we have council flats or housing associations, combination of the government and the private sector. So you as the tenant, you will pay a discounted rate. So let's say the rent normally in that area is 1,008. You will pay 750. The government will pay the other balance. That's housing association.
Yeah, very true.
But then with the tenancy, with the council flat, you will pay that. You'll pay a much lower rate because it's directly from the government. Or you may not even pay anything if you can't afford it. Now, do we have that kind of system in Nigeria where the government is willing to provide a free housing? It's a direct question. It's a yes or no. The answer is no. So define affordable housing when the capacity to deliver it is not there.
How do we solve that problem? And I'm asking this question because there are conversations around the fact that we're soon going to hit a bubble. Real estate bubble. What happened in 2008 in the global economy, the housing crisis, the housing crisis. What happened in 2008 is most likely going to happen here, and we're gradually seeing what is happening.
Where?
Globally, where we had housing crisis, and then we're seeing what is happening in China, ghost cities, millions of houses empty. Do you think that we're going to experience a housing bubble in Nigeria?
I think we think too highly of ourselves. I think we put ourselves in a position where we haven't got wings, but we're expecting to fly like eagles. How on earth are you going to have a burst? What economy are you running? Have you been running effectively and productively to the point that all of a sudden there seems to be some indices that are proving that we are being stretched, and all of a sudden we're going to have a bubble? Where was the where did it start from? Now, the reason why I'm saying this is when you look at the rest of the world, there is an effective credit system in place where credit is available.
True.
Now, if you cannot meet your obligation in terms of the loans you've taken, and majority of people cannot meet that obligation, it can possibly crash the system.
Because you think it's high?
No, because maybe disposable income is no longer available. People don't have wages, have dropped. There are no jobs. There are factors that in Nigeria we don't have a credit system. The country is not living off credit. The country is not living off. 80% of the country doesn't have, or 50% of the country are not living on mortgages. People are buying their houses cash down. Do you get my point?
Absolutely.
So, where is the bubble? Who's going to lose their house? The most you're going to have is a ghost town.
Okay, but bubble comes when people say bubble comes when you have a product, you don't have available demand for that product, or even if there's demand, but you don't have enough capital, enough purchasing power to complete that transaction for that product. That's when you experience a bubble.
Okay.
And so you have a lot of houses.
Said you don't have enough purchasing power.
Yes.
To complete that transaction.
Yeah, for that product you're offering. Which is housing. Yeah.
Pause for a second.
Yes, please.
Because now, are we allowed to tell each other the truth here?
Yes, please. Why not?
Okay, because
this is the Frankly Business Podcast, so you have to be frank about it.
All right.
Yeah.
Nigeria has two economies. There's the economy that is driven and built on corruption, and then there's the realistic economy, the real market economy. Does it make sense?
Yeah.
Now, it is impossible. The backbone of the real economy is the corrupt one.
the backbone of the real economy is
the corrupt one.
Why do you say so?
Okay. All these high rises you're seeing left, right, all major developments are seen everywhere.
Yeah.
Or is it because we have a booming economy? That's why they're building it. Yeah. Well, Nigeria. What's the minimum wage? 70K.
70K. Yeah.
What percentage of Nigerians are on 100K a month? No, answer that question. What percentage of Nigerians are on 100K a month salary? Do you want to know the answer to that? Over 90%. Over 90% of Nigerians are on 100
and below.
100K and below. 0.4% of Nigerians. 0.4% of Nigerians are on 500K and below. So 500K a month. 0.04. Yeah. So 0.04. Less than a percentage of Nigerians are on 500K
and above.
Yeah. No, 500K, not above. 500K. Do you get my point?
Yeah, I get it.
Yeah. So now, if you are looking for a product, if you want to introduce a product into Nigeria and you want to make money, let's say you want to introduce a leisure-based product. In Nigerians spend no more than 10% on leisure, which means that the maximum a family can spend on leisure is 50K if somebody is on 500K, and that's 0.04% of the country.
Very true.
Do you see where I'm coming from? This is why I'm talking from experience, because I own a water park.
Yeah, we're going to talk about that. We're going to talk about water park.
I have to define what the average order value is based on the population of Nigerians that can afford my service, and is no more than 8 million Nigerians out of 220 million Nigerians. So now, this is me fighting for 8 million customers out of 220, and I'm struggling. Now come and talk to me about where they are finding money to be building houses. Average property price. Let's look at Ikate, for example. An average property is going for 280, 300 million naira, two bedroom. Yeah. Where is the money now? Who's buying it? Let's look at the 1% of Nigerians. That 1% is looking at about 1 million naira above. Even at that is 12 million naira a year. So 12 million naira a year, where are they going to get money to buy a 300 million naira house? So even the very okay big boy Nigerian on 1 million naira a month, let's make him his money 5 million naira a month, 60 million a year. He still can't afford to buy that 3-bedroom house, and there's major construction developments going around Ikate, VI, Lekki Phase 1, everywhere. So who's buying it? Where's the money coming from? Where's the booming economy?
So where do you think it's coming from?
I don't know. Don't ask me that question. But what I'm trying to explain to you
we have two different economies.
Yeah, we have two different economies. We have an economy that's fueling that major real estate boom. Hence, you're not getting a bubble.
But I think that, in all fairness, it's a global problem. It might be a global problem, and we have the 80-20 percentage in almost everything that happens. If you look at the US, there was a data that came out one time where they said just less than 1% of Americans are feeding 99% of Americans.
But what's the average?
Like feeding in terms of what's it called? In terms of farming.
Yes.
In terms of catering to the Greek sector, everybody.
Yeah.
Now, if you look at companies in the US, if you look at their GDP, last time I checked, US is over per capita over $100,000, and
now compare that to GDP.
Well, then let's not even go into that. But what I'm trying to drive at is, if you look at the US, look at all the market capitalization of their entire stock market. Just 500 companies are like more than 2/3 of the entire market cap.
Now, how many
which is what we call the S&P 500.
How many people?
So there's always this dichotomy. There's always this either the 20% servicing the 80%. So I don't think it's peculiar to Nigeria. There's corruption everywhere.
Yes, I know.
There is. In the midst of that, they still find a way to thrive.
And we are finding a way to thrive as well.
We are finding a way to thrive as well. So do you think that having two different economies, one servicing the ultra wealthy, the corrupt elites, or let me not even say elites, corrupt politicians?
Yeah, you're the one that's saying that one, but
yeah, corrupt politicians and all that. What is the problem with having those? Why do you have a problem with that?
I never said I had a problem with it. I said we have two economies. And we're not going to experience a bubble. That's what I said.
So you think that that's the the corrupt economy that you made mention of, that will withstand the shock of the bubble that is we are all saying is going to happen in your industry.
What bubble, though? You come back to it. What bubble? Define the bubble for me. Where's the bubble? I can tell you that, Giwa Gardens Water Park is going to experience a bubble. The tourism market is going to experience a bubble very soon. I can easily tell you that. Define that bubble.
We're seeing empty houses around. Empty buildings around.
Okay, that's a ghost town. That's a ghost town. It's not a bubble. It's a ghost town.
You made mention of the fact that demand is shrinking, supply increasing, and it will affect any balance sheets. Is that not a bubble?
Yeah, but
is that not bubble? Is that not a bubble enough?
To me, bubble. When everything bursts, is when the business can be sustained. Now people are going bankrupt. People are losing their houses. People can't pay. People are losing their jobs. They can't pay for their houses. Yeah. So we want to know a housing market has busted. Yeah. People don't collect mortgage. They don't feel pay for their house. Or people don't buy property. They don't feel pay for the property.
Yes.
I've received this amount of money to complete this property. The money has stopped. So I have incomplete projects. Yeah. That's a bubble. And nobody's buying again. That's not what we have. And it's not what we've ever had. We've always had ghost towns. Because it's a store of value. We have an economy. What you need to understand is our two types of economies. Let's address the economy of corruption.
All right, please.
Economy of corruption requires a store of value that has accelerated capital appreciation on it. Please tell me you understand that.
Yeah, I do. So, I do. Why not?
Good. So now I can put my money into this thing off plan, provided it continues to develop. For each phase, I have capital gain. If I can get this done within a 12-month period, within a 2-year period, within a 3-year period, I have accelerated capital gain of almost between 100%, 200%, sometimes 300%. And also speculation will help me with that. So I can easily steal X amount of money, put it here, knowing in 3 years' time, I don't have to worry about the devaluation of that money. Why? It has increased. And even if there's a dollar to naira devaluation, if Naira devalues 25% and my property increases 100%, I have a 75% gain. It's a win-win situation for me.
Yeah, true.
Yeah? So, having a ghost town is irrelevant. Why? Because I can easily go to the bank and take a loan on that property. I don't mind losing 30% for sale value on it, just so that I can release the capital. I already have 70% on it. Do you get my point?
Absolutely, I do.
So it's a win-win situation. So you need to understand. I don't even know if I should have opened my mouth and said all these things I've just said to you. But the reality of it is we need corruption in Nigeria. What we need to do is legalize the damn thing and create a trickle-down effect for everybody else, because we still have a realistic market. And that realistic market is where people are screaming and shouting. That's where you can't fake anything.
A friend of mine said, you go to the West, corruption is wholesale. It takes a whole lot for you to be corrupt, meaning that I need an entire value chain. I need to agree with stakeholders. It's wholesale.
Yeah.
But in Nigeria, it's retail.
Yeah, because
meaning that your salesman can be so corrupt and the supervisor would not know.
Yeah, but I've seen coordinated corruption at my water park, and boy, did they do it so well.
Tell me about it.
Where the security is in on it, the general manager is in on it, the ticketing people is in on it, the cameraman is in on it. They've all agreed that this is what they're going to do. This is how they can steal the money. They've all agreed they're going to buy a car. In fact, they're going to make a lot of money. 3 of them will buy a car, and then each of them will collect. If all it's a pecking order, everybody has accepted what they are going to collect. If it wasn't for a customer that caught the guest that caught one of them, showing them the account they should put the money into, and then that one being caught saying that no sir, it's not just me, there are other people involved, and we've found everybody, and the whole secret came out. Yeah, the 400 and something million they stole from me in 2024, they will have stolen it from me again in 2025. So that is coordinated corruption. That, to me, God forgive me for saying this, the government needs to learn from these guys.
So,
because what did they do? They made sure that everybody benefited from it. And business ran smoothly until one whistleblower, who was the customer, came out and screamed. Now,
but a finance person would say, didn't it reflect on your bottom?
That's when we find out now. Maybe that's how we knew that it was happening. That was why I created a cashless society in the company by 2025. So it started becoming difficult. That's how I was able to catch them. I wouldn't have caught them in 2024.
If you were still accepting cash.
Yeah, if I was still accepting cash. It was that cashless environment that created this.
So you, with your experience so far, I'd love us to dovetail into your $50 million plus water park in like Lekki here, and I've been there personally for those who are watching, and it's grandeur. That's just what I'm going to say. Like, you would think that. So going there, I went with my family, and I was like, oh, it's just something for the kids. And when I got there, I was like, no, this is not just for kids. Like, it brings the child in you. You just want to play, you just want to have fun. You forget about everything, and you're experiencing that kind of fun and recreation in West Africa. So you might want to check it out. Giwa Gardens, Giwa Water Park, and that kind of facility. I'm sure there are lots of lessons you've learned.
Oh yeah,
it's a massive facility in the tourism industry. You have footfalls of maybe in a year running into millions.
Yes,
and if you are servicing such operation, what are the lessons you've learned running such business, dealing with Nigerians?
Don't do it again ever.
Whoa.
Give it the opportunity. I'll all that money, I'll carry it and run away. I'll build, I'm telling you right now, fact as it is, based on what I've learned. Yeah, I will take, and now that's why I understand Nigeria now. I will take 10% of that money, build a substandard water park, and I'll pocket the remaining 90% and sort my rest of my life out. I didn't do that. Because the stress, the drama, the wahala is just not worth it. We act like everything is okay. Everything is not okay. I shouldn't have to spend almost 400 million naira of our own money that should be profit on infrastructure like power. That's the government's job, not mine. I shouldn't have to spend almost 50-60 million naira every single year to level a road after rainy season. Why? Because the government has not done the road. That's money I shouldn't be spending. That's not my problem. That's the government. After I've spent all that money, I shouldn't be struggling to beg NEPA to give me at least 20 hours light, where I'm dealing with 6 hours light and I'm still going back to petrol. Yeah? And I'm dealing with diesel problem. Then I'm also dealing with hungry people who see the water park as an opportunity to cash out. Wow, there's over 4,000 people here in one day. This is a lot of people. I can steal their phone. I can break into their locker and steal their money. If anybody mistakenly, do you know what I had to do to stop people from stealing in that water park? People, that place is...
Tell us about it.
See,
so the reason why I'm saying you should tell us about it, vast majority of our audience are small business owners, and these people, they watch, not just, this is a business school, and they say business is actually having your skin in the game. So when you're hearing from somebody who's been there and has done that and is saying, don't do this, these are the lessons I learned, I think it will make more meaning than reading it from any text. So that's what I'm saying. Tell us about some of your experiences.
Well, you just asked me a question on how do I stop people from stealing. Yeah. There are some things you cannot even say on live air. Do you get my point? In order not to implicate yourself. You know, as long as you don't admit it, you're perfectly okay. Yeah. But the truth of the matter is, if you don't want anyone to steal from you again, then you do something that makes them regret ever stealing from you. Let the consequence of stealing be worse than this thing that they are stealing. Let the fear. Do you get my point? Is that the fear of God is the beginning of wisdom? That thing is, can I say bullshit? Yeah. Do you know what people fear most in Nigeria? Jazz. They don't fear God. They fear jazz. If somebody voodoo, they fear juju. Do you get my point?
Yeah.
If somebody sit down and swear for you, then you think twice that it may happen than you thinking God will punish you for your sin. In fact, people gladly repeat their sins on a daily basis, thinking that they will be forgiven because God is a forgiving God. Do you get?
Yeah, I get.
But they don't think that jazz is a forgiving whatever.
Yeah.
Do you get my point?
Yeah.
So the truth of the matter is you have to put a special kind of fear in people that if they get caught for stealing, the consequence of being caught is worse than the reward of that thing you have stolen.
So how can you create a system out of that fear you're talking about? So in Africa, we try to mystify a lot of things. But if you go to the West, you see systems being put in place.
Yeah.
And I was somewhere recently and I was like, okay, I love this system that is being put in place to checkmate excesses. What are the things that can be done?
That's a good one.
Yeah.
So there's first everything you can do to prevent it. So I mean, your cameras, your CCTV cameras are very important. Yeah. And then you start to realize that just having cameras is one thing. Having cameras with sensors, and those sensors actually work, matters a lot. Having cameras that are not reliant on 24/7 power also matters. So solar. Having cameras that are not reliant on somebody who can be paid to delete the information that is there. You're getting my points now. And so you have to have layers upon layers upon layers of security. It's like a balance and check. And if you protect this one, what if this one is exposed? What if that one is exposed? So you can't do it over and over again. Then there's the balance and check. There's checking at the end of every day. Then there is pretending. Hey, I can see you. What are you doing? Turn around. You don't see shit. Oh, I shouldn't see. But just the idea of somebody is watching you.
Yeah, true.
So the camera is working, and once in a while somebody coming and saying, "What are you doing? What did you just take there? Open that thing up again." So then all of a sudden people are constantly thinking they are being watched. Then you pray to God to catch somebody. Then when you catch somebody, is that public embarrassment and that public disgrace, that public what's the word? Humiliation. Nobody wants to be shown as a thief on social media. Did you get it?
Yeah.
So when at one point where I was online showing that, saying that they stole this, they stole that, when you now tell them that the next time the person steals, they're going to be put on there, everybody will know that they are the thief. People think twice. Nobody wants. Imagine a married man with kids. Hunger made him steal, but sometimes see the public embarrassment of his children thinking he's a thief. He will pause on that stealing.
Wow. What are the experiences have you? What are the things you've experienced running multiple businesses? We talked a little bit about Shortlets, but now we're in tourism, and the tourism industry in Nigeria is untapped. Nigeria is home to 200 million people. We have vast land. We have mineral resources. We're so blessed. We have landscape. We have, name it. But we don't seem to value our own. J. Cole once said, "Love yours." And how do you love yours when you don't even know what you have?
Yeah, but what's there to love? You love yours.
Yeah, I get.
You got to tell me what's there to love.
Yeah, but then there are things that people outside Nigeria are coming in to watch.
If you don't appreciate,
look at the dirty December economy, look at everything that has been happening lately, and how do we revive our tourism sector?
Okay, you can't appreciate what you don't appreciate. It will depreciate. Yeah? What you don't appreciate cannot appreciate in value. It will depreciate.
That's true.
Yeah? I hope you understand where I'm coming from.
Absolutely.
Yeah? So we keep saying 200 million people, 200 million people, 200 million of what? Is it 200 million people that are worth how much? 200 million liability.
Disposable income.
Yeah. No, they don't have disposable income. There are 200 million people who are a liability.
Why did you say so?
Okay, now, right now, as I'm talking to you, you asked me a very simple question. How do I manage all my businesses? Yeah? My biggest problem is people. People I can trust. People I can leave. In fact, scaling in Nigeria is a disaster. In fact, if you want your business to start dying, start scaling. People what's the point in having let me give you this example. If you give me a basket full of 100 apples and 80 of the apples are rotten, what do you want to do quickly?
Take out the rotten ones?
No, take out the good ones, the 20, because you don't want the rest to be what? Rotten. Now if you take the 20 and you put it in an environment where it can flourish, it will produce what? More apples.
Very true.
What will happen to remaining 80 apples? It will rot.
Yeah, it will rot.
Yeah? And it will smell after a while. Abi?
Decay, yeah.
It will decay. Yeah?
Yeah.
Agree?
Yeah, absolutely.
100% this is fact, right? You sure?
I see where you're
Good.
going. Yeah.
This is what is happening to Nigeria. Hence why I said they need to stop our visas. When I said all of Nigeria went crazy, yeah, they thought sometimes you have to be realistic and honest with yourself. If the best of us keep leaving and there is no way for them to come back and all you're left with is the rotten ones, it smells. You can't build. Look, I gave an example earlier. If they tell you, say, if they do party for toilet, and everybody's partying into toilet, do you know when you know it is a toilet? When somebody needs to go and shit. And each time somebody shits in that toilet, the party will know that we are in a toilet.
Very true.
That is the reason why you cannot tell me that Ikoyi is prime de la prime in a toilet. You cannot tell me that Banana Island is prime de la prime in a toilet. I hope it makes sense.
Absolutely.
Because when I
remember
get
you once made a video when you were opening the tap and you were complaining about one of your facilities in Ikoyi.
No, Lekki Phase 1.
Lekki Phase 1, yeah. Lekki Phase 1. And you were really bitter and a lot of people reached out to you and you had to quiet the tension. It's been sorted and all that. Is this coming from their personal experience of thinking you could get the best out of being in a particular...
Of course, it's from a personal experience. I'm sold the property as the Banana Island of Lekki Phase 1. I'm told this is what I'm going to get.
Yeah.
And then I put on my tap and it's brown water. Or I don't even have water sometimes. Yeah, I have power issues. Or all my walls are looks as if someone poured acid on the wall and they're all molded and stuff and I can't breathe and I'm worried about my health.
Is that
because
a
of leakages
problem?
left, right. No, that is...
Or the developers' problem?
That is a people problem.
Yeah.
That is a people problem. Now, let's not stop saying government problem. We have a people problem in Nigeria. And these same people are the people that become the government. They're the same people that become businesses. They're the same people that become staff, employees, customers. Do you get my point?
Absolutely.
We have a people problem. And our people problem is very, very simple. We have it is my turn problem. When it's my turn, I'm going to take as much as I can take. Rather than let me build enough for everybody to have. We don't have a collective growth mindset. We have a singular self-centered approach to doing things.
So, you sound like you're leaning towards socialism and you're a capitalist.
I'm a capitalist, but I haven't got a... But the problem is that you can't build a capitalist environment without people knowing their place. If everybody wants to wake up rich today, how are you going to have a capitalist society, a thriving capitalist environment? You hire a general manager. You trust him to do his job. He figures out he can make 3-4 times the amount of money that you are making as the business, and he starts to cheat you. Corruption is basically in deep, and it's not a government problem, it's not a business problem, it's a people problem. It's in the very fabric of our core. And hence why I say, unless we learn to legalize it and find a way to make it productive for ourselves, we're wasting our time.
It's a people problem, yeah, understood. But there are some people who would say that one of the ways they go about it is fixing it with their system. So system, HR procedure, how do you recruit? In all of the people problem you've experienced, I'm sure you've experienced the 20 good apples. And those 20 good apples, you won't trade them for anything. Some of them are still working with you today. Some of them are your business partners. Some of them are your investors. How did you get those 20 good apples?
Okay.
What did you do to get those guys?
Yeah, so the same opportunity offered to everybody is offered to the so-called 20 good apples.
Yeah.
Yeah. Value system, I believe, matters. And sometimes not having any other choice helps. If you're lucky enough for your staff's visa applications to be cancelled 1,000 times and they all don't have a choice than to be with you, what do?
Sit up.
If they're being paid well as well and they have good values, they give the best of themselves to you and they do very well. I hope it makes sense.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Then you also have the few number of people that actually appreciate Nigeria a lot more. They want to be in Nigeria. They don't want to go anywhere else. They see the opportunity in Nigeria. Yeah, very few people. Yeah, but you do have those people. And then you have the people who have found a way to, and these are the people that I like. They found a way to cheat you, but keep you successful in order for them to continue to cheat you.
Tell me more about that.
Yeah.
I want you to unravel that Pandora box.
And that is where I'm going with this stuff. We need to legalize corruption where it benefits everybody. Let me give you a good example of what I'm trying to say.
Please do.
I just got into the government. Maybe I'm Minister of Transport. Yeah, and
let's use tourism.
I don't know about that one, but let's just say, okay, let's say Minister of Tourism.
Culture and tourism.
Culture and Tourism. And I've been given a budget of, maybe 100 billion naira to invest in XYZ.
Yeah.
I now need to get X amount of copies to lobby for that. Right? Now, I'm happy for you to come and lobby for this, and I'm focused on performance, so you must deliver. Okay? Now, because of my exposure and my understanding, I don't need to steal 100 billion naira. I hope it makes sense.
Yes.
I just need to benefit from this project for the rest of my life.
Yeah.
Now, how I'm going to do that are two different things, right? But I need to benefit from this for the rest of my life, right? Okay, no wahala. Who's the best? Who are the people lobbying for the project? Who are the top 10? Same way they do it in the US. Okay, I'm going to give you this project, but I want X amount of stocks or shares in blah, 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 blah. Yeah, through my shell company or whatever it is. Now, but you must deliver. I hope it makes sense.
Absolutely.
And I'm going to continue to give you X amount of contracts in this. And I can do it for multiple people. Guess what? I'm still doing my job. I've delivered. I don't need to chop all the money. And I'm still wealthy. That's how it's done. That's legalized corruption. That's why you have people lobbying like crazy in America. Lobbyists.
There's a street known for lobbyists. K Street. Yeah.
And the same thing in UK. Legalize the thing so that people can actually understand that it's okay to chop money. Just do the job. The problem is we have I must chop right now and a scarcity mentality. I don't know if I'm going to be here again. So since I don't know if I'm going to be in this role again, let me steal everything right now. A typical example, and I think I mentioned this earlier, was once upon a time in my house. I invited some people over. I bought like over 100 packets of water, and they were to stay with me for like a month or so. Before I know it, they've taken half of that 100 packets of water. It's gone. I'm like, where's the water? Only for me to find out that somebody put it in the room. I asked, why would you put it in the bedroom? Say, anybody's just coming and taking it. I said, that's the reason I bought it. So that anybody can take it, so that we have enough. I said, no. When he finished, I said, how would he finish? And anyway, no. Take it back and put it there so everyone can have. When he finish, I'll buy more. What was that? Scarcity mentality. Even though you know it is there, even though you know the guy can buy it, the mindset, that's scarcity mentality. So what happens is when certain people get into a position of power and they are sitting on a budget they've never seen in their life, scarcity mentality, a me local, my own, enters.
Yeah.
Me, now, self-centered approach, and I take everything. And that's why you're not seeing the infrastructure, you're not seeing the results. I want them to legalize this thing and create a way whereby there is a reward for actually doing the job.
Yeah.
Get the road done and you will get extra percentage on top of it. Let there be some KPI, some key performance indicator of which corruption is legalized, that you are benefiting from getting the job done. Because we've been at this for too long. There is no value, there is no result. But guess what? We can see when corruption works with businesses. We can see the real estate major developments going on, the huge high rises. We can see a huge, great deal of things going on that clearly tells us there's money here. It doesn't reflect the reality of the economy, does it?
Wow.
Hence, we have two economies. And I think we should just pause here because I'm going to get in trouble.
Okay, so let's talk about diaspora, because a lot of your conversations always, your target audience, you always focus on diaspora, their customers and their investors. Why are you really interested in Nigerians in diaspora? I'd love to know that. Is it our FX devaluation? One. Secondly, if you look at some point you were against the diaspora tax, the $500 diaspora tax, this administration, you think diasporans should not pay tax? Let's talk about that a little bit.
Yeah, I used to think about that. Now I think they should be taxed the living. They should tax the living daylight out of them.
Why, please? Why?
Why are you coming to Nigeria? Why? I went to Zanzibar. They taxed the living daylight out of me. I was angry, but I paid because I wanted to go to Zanzibar. Why are you coming back? Maybe you left me. You left Nigeria for greener pastures. Now you're coming back. So pay tax.
But they are citizens
that are non-residentials. So when you do come back, pay your tax. You're coming for tourism. Pay your tax. Are you coming to come and help Nigeria?
In some way, people say indirectly,
no, I'm coming to come and spend.
GDP, spend
I'm coming to spend my money.
Yeah.
Which, as a result of you spending your money, we as a country will make money. Same way it is done everywhere else.
Yeah.
But apart from that, where are you coming from your own selfless nature to come and help me?
Yeah, true.
Good. So you pay your tax.
So let's talk about. You have access to a lot of investors. Most times when you're talking, you say, "Oh, your investors are interested in this." So, business is not a solo sport.
Yeah,
it's a team sport. And getting investors, meaning they've seen your pedigree, and it's a testament of your character, and that's also gotten through relationships. And relationships are extremely very powerful. How do you build relationships that can last a lifetime, that can help build businesses and build economies? How do you build relationships? Tell us something that is not conventional, that a lot of people do not know.
Integrity is the only currency that doesn't depreciate.
Yeah.
And that is it.
Yeah.
You ask me a question, I've given you the answer. Integrity is the only currency that doesn't depreciate. Tell people the truth, no matter how bad. And I've been known for that. In fact, people expect me. When I open my mouth, they expect me to say it as it is. So my investors in the UK are tired of sugarcoat. Don't worry, sir. Give us 3 months, we'll be done. In 3 months, the property will be ready. But you told me my property is ready in 3 months. No worries, sir. Did I tell you 3 months? No, sir, now. I meant 6 months. Don't worry, call in 6 months. Oh, by the way, we have to pay an extra. You will hear from me exactly what the heck it is going on. I hope it makes sense.
Absolutely.
A typical example is the Canadian. When we bought the land, I told people the deal. I would not listen. I will tell you how I'm going to make money. Now, whether you think that I'm making more money than you, is none of my business. I've told you how I'm going to make money. The question is, does it benefit you? If it benefits you, your business of how I make mine is none of your business as long as you make yours, correct?
Yeah, very true. Very
good.
True.
Now, people, exactly, people like that kind of reality.
Yeah.
So, how did I do Canadian? Canadian, I found the land. That land was going for about 800 million naira. And I had to pay some extra stuff to get the approval and to get the documentation and the legal and all that stuff. So I raised roughly around that same amount of money from people. And I told them that, listen, I'm going to build 21 floors and I'm going to give you your units, and your units will go for $100,000.
Yeah.
But eventually I will sell it for 450, and on completion it will be worth about 1.2 million, 900 to 1.2 million. Of course, you calculate it and say this makes a lot of sense.
Very true.
So now you may have given me maybe 40 million towards the land acquisition, which means you owe me about another 60 million for the apartment.
Yeah, true.
But you are sitting on a $100,000 apartment now. Does it make sense?
Yeah.
So now, who owns the land? I do.
Yeah.
But who owns the apartment?
You investors, yeah.
Who's sitting on a huge capital appreciation? You are.
Yeah.
Who's sitting on 21 on 96 units? I am.
Yeah.
Am I a thief? Have I cheated you?
No.
That's how I make money. Giwa Gardens, Lekki Party Villa, you name it. Now, somebody may tell me that I tied our money down for too long. I didn't tie your money down. That's the asset. That's your money. My money is tied down out there as well. We're just waiting till it becomes profitable. You just can't wait anymore. Huge difference.
So somebody who is about to get into your shoes, looking for investors, or say the person is brokering deal right now as we're speaking, you're suggesting that they should look for patient capital. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, because right now I'm learning from experience. Don't sell to people who expect return on investment in 6 months, 1 year, because it's not realistic.
Tell me an incident that happened that you didn't wait for patient capital and it haunted you.
Yes, Lekki Party Villa is an incident.
How did it happen?
Giwa Gardens is an incident.
How did it happen?
Okay, good. So now, we're building the largest water park in West Africa.
Yeah.
No doubt it's going to be successful, right? We don't have anything like that. It's in Lagos, highest population, all that stuff.
Very true.
It should be successful. So we open up our first year. Yeah, we're doing very well. We're actually selling tickets. We sell reseller tickets. People who bought reseller tickets are actually making money. And then we have an incident. There's an accident.
Oh, yeah, I remember the lady.
Yeah. We shut down for the rest of the year. All the profit we're supposed to make. There's a ad in the there's a press in the press. It's saying water park not safe. Lagos shuts that water park, vows to prosecute.
Yeah, I remember.
Okay, good. Explain to me how you come back from that kind of a thing.
How did you manage that crisis?
So now, bearing in mind, I now have people that are expecting return on investment.
And then
right away,
you're trying to salvage your reputation.
Salvage that, and you have to build back the credibility.
Sure.
You have to build back the confidence for Nigerians to come to a place that they've never had before.
Yeah.
It now opens, and somebody has an accident, and Lagos State says it's unsafe, and you think they're going to come. How do you think I sorted that out?
Please tell us.
More, I use the very same people that told me it's unsafe to tell the people that it's safe. God forgive me. I'm Lagos State. You're going to have to forgive me at this point in time, but you also have to look at me as one of your own.
That's why you call it. Is that why you call it? Why they call you stubborn goat?
Stubborn goat is where you can call me out all you like. I'll just be looking at you. As long as I'm right and I know what I'm doing is right, it's nothing you can do that will move me. You know. So that's why they call me stubborn goat in that respect. I will stick to it. Yeah, and also if I know it will be successful, I'm willing to put even my own money into it. That's why my investors trust me.
Yeah.
I will sell all my own assets to make it successful. I will never give up. So that when people know that, they have faith. Even my investors that are after me because they want their money now. It's not as if they think that anybody's running well. They just think by putting pressure on me, I would pay them off.
Yeah, true.
Because they know the money is there, or they think the money is there.
So how did you salvage the crisis?
Well, who said that the place is not safe? Lagos State, correct?
Yeah.
So who has to say it's safe?
The same Lagos State.
Good. So what did we do? Thank God for Governor Sanwo-Olu. He asked Lagos State Health and Safety to work very closely with us. The GM, I believe the Director General, was very helpful. Really sat down with us and went through a lot of things, help us to identify that, look, Nigeria is not a normal place. We're having something like this for the first time. We should go extra. Even though we meet the standard, we should go over and above the standard. Yes, customers sign the contract online saying that they are liable for anything that happens to them, but let them sign in paper physically as well, because and then do more videos. Do a 7-8 minute video, let them listen to it to understand. And then make sure that safety gear is a must. They must buy. That's why people hate the water park right now, because they say, you forced us to buy the safety gear. Why? Because once I forced you to buy the safety gear, you can't come and meet me and say that I didn't meet safety standards.
True, because we always love to.
Yes. So you can't bring your own safety gear. You must use our own safety gear that meets the safety standard, and you are paying for it. So that way, if you say, I didn't have here's your life jacket.
Yeah.
You pay for it.
Yeah.
Here's your non-slip slippers. You pay for it.
Yeah.
Here's your swim cap. All the things. Here is your goggles. So even if you think it's not necessary, as long as we have collected it, made you pay for it, then you exchange money for it. So how can we've done everything possible to keep you safe. So once we did all that in place, then we went to Lagos State Tourism, and then we were able to engage Lagos State Tourism and get them to endorse the water park, to say the water park is now safe, and the only way we could do that is to give 100,000 tickets free to Lagos State. So we took the hit and give those tickets free of charge. So Lagos State is obviously like a corporate social responsibility, and now sees it that they are giving away 100,000 free tickets to celebrate Independence Day. And that's how so if Lagos State is giving the ticket away, then it must be safe. So that's how everybody came, and that's how we got back on track. But the average investor does not understand free tickets. All they know is they saw thousands of people coming to the water park. So as far as they're concerned, you don't chop money. Where's my money, Keji? Are you seeing the challenges I'm having to experience?
So you have salvaged your reputation, but you're in mess with investors.
Because as far as they're concerned, you must have made the money.
So meaning that, in the grand scheme of things, the people you pay attention to the most are the customers.
Yes, because without your customers,
you can't
pay investors. In fact, without your customers, you can't tell Lagos State how amazing you are. It is Lagos State seeing the crowd coming and seeing people screaming and laughing and having the time of their life, and they're thinking this is good for us, and hence Lagos State has been able to ride on this 2024, 2025, and by God's grace 2026.
Let's talk about the dirty December economy. We're about to round off now. What do you think about the dirty December economy? Do you think that we got the best out of it? What do you think we would have done better?
I think we need to stop abusing it.
You think it's abused?
I think we're abusing it. We should start appreciating it, and we should invest in it. We're not investing. We're trying to cash out on something we've not invested in.
So putting the cart before the horse.
Yes. For goodness sake.
How do we invest in it?
By, first of all, government, infrastructure. Let me give you a typical example.
Please do.
We have the largest water park in where? West Africa. Which is Giwa Gardens. By water volume alone, by the way, because there's a larger one in Abuja.
Oh, yeah.
But they don't have the water volume we have. We have 2 million liters of water. I believe they have about 500,000 liters of water. And we're 70% water mass. They are 30% water mass. So we're the largest. Now, that's a big deal. Why? Because the whole of diaspora, especially those that come with their family, they're coming to Giwa Gardens.
Sure.
One of the beautiful things you would love about other countries that celebrate tourism and understand the value of tourism, as you enter their plane, if it's one of their own national planes, you will see the advert of the things they celebrate. So Airpeace, for example, we should be seeing Olumo Rock, we should be seeing Giwa Gardens, we should be seeing a lot of things. As soon as we come out of the airport, we should be seeing all the
tourist
attractions all around. Which they can bring us stakeholders to be a part of. And then what does the government do? Make sure that the access, in terms of connectivity and accessibility within proximity, we should make it easy with road signs. Giwa Gardens here, Olumo Rock here, Lekki Private. Do you get my point?
Absolutely.
And focus on the safety-ish side of things. My goodness, if we invest in that, create the enabling environment for people like me, what do you think I'm going to do? I'm going to expand. I won't just have what I have. I'll decide to even make it 10 times bigger.
Very true. So your father reformulated 3 Crowns milk, the popular 3 Crowns milk we know today.
Formulated, not reformulated.
Okay, formulated it. Yeah, okay. Yeah. Formulated it. And that's a legacy.
Yeah, it is.
How much of what you're building is a legacy? How much of what you're building is an ego? Let's talk about that.
I think the ego and legacy are probably, they tend to work hand in hand. You know, because the reason you are egotistic is because you have something to show for it.
True.
You're demanding respect based on what you've achieved or based on what you think you're what.
Yeah.
So ego and legacy go hand in hand.
Sure.
You know, and I think with me, it was, we never planned to build a water park. It was my dad that helped me find that land. It was my dad that was encouraging me to come back to Nigeria. It was my dad that was telling me I should do this. And he was, when he found the land for me, he was the one that chose the location. He said it must be, I keep forgetting this, when it's at the end of something. Keep forgetting the word he used. But he said it must be on this angle so that if you want to expand and spread, I didn't understand what he meant. Corner piece, yes.
Okay,
so it must be a corner piece.
Okay.
And he made sure, I didn't want it, he forced me to do it. And he sorted out all the paperwork to the point that when he passed away, the person that sold me the land, felt the need to take advantage because I wasn't the one that did all the signing and everything. And said I should go and bring the receipt with his signature on it because he doesn't think he signed it. I think it's the lawyer that signed it. So even if it's the lawyer that signed it, the dad didn't represent him. Guess what my dad did? My dad apparently made him sign it because he knew he was going to do that.
Wow.
So we bought the receipt and he had his signature on it and he couldn't do jack. So at that point we were going to build apartments. We had 3,000 square meters of land before we expanded to 12,000 square meters of land to build the water park. It was 3,000. And I was going to build apartments and create a nice resort. But by the time I did my analysis, looked at the economics of it all, I realized that this was not going to be a successful business. You know, I needed a sustainable business model. I knew that extreme thrills and extreme excitement that allows people to come over and over again and targeting the market of children and not the market of adults because there's scarcity of activities for children in Nigeria. I knew that was the way to go. So I focused on that and then decided to build the water park when my dad passed away because he always wanted to do something for kids. So that's where the legacy came from. That's when you go there, you see his statue and everything.
Okay.
You know, and when I got the bill for the water park, it was $30 million. And that at that point was on maybe about 5,000 square meters of land. And the Lebanese company, Israeli company, gave me a bill of $30 million. Why? Because you don't have knowledge of anything, they'll sell you anything.
Sure.
You get my point? There's a very famous scripture of my people perish for lack of knowledge.
So do you feel you're cheated?
Even till today, I'm being cheated. Everybody's being cheated. Do you get my point? We're living in a world of prey and predator. You wake up and decide who you are. Today you're the prey, or tomorrow you're the predator. You get my point? Your lack knowledge helps you to know where you are. So, for example, it would have cost them about $50 million to build.
So we paid 2 times.
Yeah, and their profit is $50 million. Have they done anything wrong? No, they've not. They have to make their profit. They don't know you. Do you get my point?
Absolutely.
Businesses are in it to make profit. They've not done anything wrong. But if you're stupid enough to not know your homework or your onions, then you pay. Now I didn't have $30 million. And I've now expanded my land to 12,000 square meters. So I had to go and learn. Hence, I learned to build that water park from scratch by myself and use Nigerian and Ghanaian engineers who I had to teach. We had to convert Chinese language to English language and go to school morning to night to build everything that we built, which ended up costing us roughly around $15 million to build. Now, if you value that place right now, somebody wants to come and buy it. If you don't drop $50 million, you ain't leaving that place with that pack. Do you get my point?
Absolutely.
But we built it for much less.
What is one thing you want to tell entrepreneurs? You've said a lot, but if you're very passionate about Nigeria, and it's not coming from a negative place. It's coming for the progress of Nigeria and Nigerians and business leaders. What is one thing you want to tell business people who are receiving scars in the battlefield of business? What do you want to tell them that you think would help them?
The government should create a policy where the best of our brains are forced to come back.
That's the government you're telling.
That's what I want to tell businesses, because there is no business growth without government partnership.
No business growth without government
partnership. So you want me to talk to the business?
Yes, please.
I have to talk to the government.
All right. Now you've spoken to the government. What can you tell the business people? Because the concept of being an entrepreneur is, even in the midst of challenges, even in the midst of government hardship, you're still able to thrive. So what can you tell them?
Well, you want me to tell them what I do? Because that's not normal. And I think it's unfair to advise people to do what I do. It gives my mother hypertension. It has broken every single solid relationship I've had with any female person. If I was gay, then it will also be a guy person as well, but I'm not. Do you get my point?
Yeah, I get it.
Yeah? So I cannot advise anybody to think the way I think, to act the way I act, to behave the way I behave. The only thing I can tell you is integrity. Let your yes be yes. Let your no be no. Make decisions based on opportunities, not based on the cost. Start with the end in mind.
Yeah.
And more importantly, and this one is not a joke.
Yeah.
Count the cost before you take the first step. If the consequence of it means you will not come back, don't take any step. If the consequence of it means that you can handle it and you will survive, then take the step. Be honest with yourself. Hope is not a strategy. Now, I can't tell you to be like me. Not a lot of people are as stubborn as I am. I sleep well. I can have 1,000 investors on my neck, and I will go to bed and sleep and dream, and I will be happy. Do you get my point?
Absolutely.
Because I've not stolen your money.
Yeah, true.
I justify things in my head. Do you get my point?
Yeah.
You know, but not a lot of people can do that. Can give some people high blood pressure. Can give some people hypertension.
Yeah.
Do you get my point?
Absolutely.
Yeah. Some people will die before their time. I will probably outlive a lot of my investors if they are giving themselves high blood pressure. Do you see where I'm coming from?
Yeah.
So the truth of the matter is, I can't advise people to be like me, but I will advise them one thing. Start with the end in mind. And more importantly, your yes is your yes, your no is your no. It may be difficult, but once people know you for who you are, they know you stand for something. It may be hard in the beginning, but trust me, the currency of integrity does not depreciate, it appreciates. So where am I today? Based on all the wahala I have caused, all the drama I've caused with the government, and the enemies I've built over time, nobody should be investing with me at this point in time. But it seems that now everybody wants to hear from me. It seems that everybody wants to put money with me. Especially now that people are complaining that guy took my money, that guy took my money. Why are people still giving me money? Because when you are honest and you put it out as it is, people can analyze and say, you know what, yeah, he may have made a mistake here, but at least he's got this right. But you know what? In this country where everybody is selling you hope and stealing from you, I'd rather somebody sell me fact and know that that person would rather risk everything to make it successful than walk away. Let people know that you are willing to lose it all for them to be successful. That way, or for what you did for them to be successful. That way, they are willing to take a risk with you.
So we have a culture. We would have a part 2. We're definitely going to have a part 2. We'll have a culture where you have to tell us about a business leader you admire and you want us to interview, and you ask the person a question. So when we eventually get the person, we'll ask the person a question. So Is there any business icon, Nigerian business leader,
is it
African, anybody, African, or just that you would love to have on the you would love us to have on the Frankly Business Podcast?
Okay.
And ask the person.
Is there love? Does it have to do with love?
No, it doesn't.
Okay, good. Then get me Donald Trump.
Donald Trump.
Yes.
What is the question you have for him? What is the question you have for him?
How do you keep a straight face knowing exactly what the end result is and knowing exactly the fact that quite a lot of people also know what the end result is, but you still keep a straight face and carry everybody along? Because if it's not jazz, I don't know.
I don't think that I have to round off, but you've been watching this for more than an hour, and you could tell the amount of value you've gotten from this podcast, from this episode. It can only be Keji Giwa. Thank you for coming.
Thank you. See, I told you that I'm in trouble already.
Thank you for coming. Thank you for coming. I was definitely going to have a part 2. But
you guys are going to put me in trouble.